Fantastic start out in the Championship as all three teams that were relegated from the Premier League last season kicked their campaigns off with a win. But can they make it 2 wins out of 2? We'll take a little look next. So today we'll take a look at matchday number 2 out in the Championship, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button and keep me bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, world football related. We've got it all here under one roofski. That's right. I know what you're saying. Where's the backdrop? Yes, it's coming. It's just very, very hard these days to keep up with the Joneses, with all the a lot of football going on, a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. It's just a bit crazy. So hopefully over the next week or so we will have that backdrop ready for you. So just stand by. But anyway, before we get stuck in the deep and take a look at, of course, my predictions as well as yours, I want a big shout out, because we got 2 new patrons, boys and girls, since we were last with you. And when I say when we were since last with each other, it was when the last prediction show came out. So of course, Omar Esquivel made it number 18 back end of last week. So well done to you. Welcome to the VIP gang. Of course, respect to your brother. And also Olagiojo joining the gang on the weekend. So fair play to him. So he made it number 19. Boys, no, 19. And now if you want to make that 19 into a crisp round number, that's number 20. Boys. Who is going to be number 20 out in the old Patreon gang? Anyway, before that, I want a big shout out to the rest of the chasing pack as well. Dylan Goddard, Tom Clark, William Shepherd, Daniel Mellor, Ultra Murat, Chris Wilson, Elgin Cow, Bianca Molnar, John Spurn, Russell Frost, Nathan Heaver, Jack Higgins, Jack Holmes, Possible 1976, Aztec Marky Mark, Cody Hope, Joe Kip Johansson, and of course the new boys, Olaji Ojo and Omar Esquivel. That's right, boys and girls. So respect to all those boys and girls, but just how many of those patrons and how many of you boys and girls at home did very, very well this time around? We'll take a little look at it, shall we? Jump in the deep end and take a look at the Predicaroonies from Matchday 1. Of course, Rovers started off their campaign with a defeat, a good, well-spirited defeat. If there's anything such as a bad defeat, an unlucky defeat, it was us, because Bournemouth, I'm ranting now, Bournemouth barely got going, and maybe that's a testament to Bournemouth. Maybe they're saving themselves, maybe they're still rusty themselves, but whenever they had a shot, it went in the back of the net. They had like 3 shots on target and they all went in, and whereas we blitzed them a little bit, and unfortunately we, despite our vigour, we came out with nothing. But anyway, maybe it's going to be different match number 2. Anyway, enough jibber jabber. Let's take a look at the games and results. Of course, Watford kicked off their campaign with a 1-0 win over Borough. That's right, the one and only goal scorer coming from Caffart, wasn't it, from a corner? Watch that bad boy. Nice and early goal, 11th minute on the clock, that bad boy. Actually went with a 2-1 win myself. My Predicaroonies on the left. So not bad. Surprise at St Andrews as Birmingham beat playoff finalist Brentford. 1-0 winners in the end for Birmingham. Actually went with a 2-0 win myself. Jeremy Bailey on the score sheet for Birmingham on the 37th minute. Meanwhile, Wycombe, they got off their campaign with a defeat, losing to fellow promotion team Rotherham. 1-0 winners in the end. The one only goal coming from Michael Inawiki on the 92nd minute, boys and girls. I'm not too sure about the stats and figures on that game, but it sounds a bit dull. But you never know. It might be the Wycombe way. It might be the bore your pants off until they nick it at the end. But on this regard, it was Rotherham who nicked it in the end. 1-0 winners. Actually went 1-0 the other way. It gave Wycombe a benefit of the doubt. But no. And of course, the game of the day was down to Vitality. 3-2 win. Just shy as well. Going in favour of Bournemouth with goals. The goals coming from Jack Stacey up at the count for Bournemouth. Jefferson Lerma added a second. And Danjuma Groenveld gave them the winner on the 84th minute. We actually had goals from Barry Johnson. Adam Armstrong, of course. Actually went with a 2-1 win for Bournemouth, so it's not too disheartened. I was actually going to put money on it. And I never, ever, as a gambler, I'm not much of a gambler, but if I do have a little punt, I always bet on the opposition whenever playing Rovers. Because if Rovers win, success, I'm happy. I'm very happy because Rovers win. But if they lose, I'm happy-ish, because I want some money, and I did. I put the bet down. I was just about to go, yeah. But I thought, nah. Anyway, enough jabber jibber. Bristol City, they opened up their account as well with a win. Got this one bang on the nose, boys. Bang on the pissing nose. 2-1 winners in the end. Bristol City, new manager. I think all the new managers, did very, very well as well. Jamie Patterson opened up scoring on the first minute. Matt Godden levelled it for Coventry, and Thomas Callas winning it on the 82nd minute. Called it, boys. Called it. Next up, Sheffield Wednesday. Oh, yes, that's Gary Monk doing the business. Josh Windass scored on the 4th minute. And if you add another 4 next to it on the 44th minute, he scores when he wants. Jordan Rhodes giving Sheffield Wednesday the 3 points over Cardiff in Wales. Goodness gracious me. I actually went with the 2-0, but I went the other way. Next up, we have Derby County. Again, they lost to new manager Reading. 2-0 winners. Lucas Jow, ex-Rover. Ovaji Ajara, ex-Liverpool man, scoring the goals now for Reading, and 2 quick-fire goals for Reading. Actually went 3-1 win for Derby for Wayne Rooney FC, but no joy. Barnsley, they lost to Luton at home. James Collins with the one only goal on the 71st minute. Actually went with the 2-1 win for Barnsley. Got that one wrong as well. Next up, Millwall and Stoke. Ball draw. Called it, boys. Ball draw in the Garrow Rarrett derby. No goals to score. Who's going to be happy out of that? I think Stoke would be the happier. Millwall should have probably would have fancied taking the 3 points when kickoff came around. Huddersfield, they lost to Norwich, of course, high-flying or relegated Norwich. Adam Adar scoring on the 80th minute. He's a football manager, FIFA superstar in the making, so keep an eye on that guy to be up in contention for the goals this season. Adam Adar, 1-0 winners. Actually went with the 1-1 draw myself, got that one wrong. Preston North End, they opened up their account also with a defeat. Swansea winning 1-0. Morgan Gibbs-White debut goal for him. Actually went with the 2-1 win for North End. Wrong. And QPR, they beat Nottingham Forest. Goodness gracious me. 2-0 win. Lyndon Dykes from the penalty spot on the 54th minute. Elias Chair with the extra little Brucey time bonus, 94th minute, to give QPR a 2-0 win. Actually got 4 right. Remember that number. Remember that number, boys. See where it ranks in amongst you boys. Oh, let's get into it. Of course, this is what the table looks like at the moment. Sheffield Wednesday are first, which is garbage. That's lies. Lies. Because they got negative 12. So really they're on -9. So they should be bottom. So it looks like it's Reading who are top of the table at the moment. QPR second, Bournemouth third, Bristol City are 5th, and Rotherham are 6th, though. Yes, just bear all that in mind, the negative whatever, for whatever reason that didn't pay into account. Forest and Derby also going down as it stands with them bad boys. So just remember that we have a Prediction League live for the Championship, and we're going to showcase who is the top of the table at the moment. So let's get into it. Of course, this is the criteria. 0 to 3, you're in the shitface gang. If you get 4, just like me, to 8, you're in the straight face club. If you get 9 plus, I don't think there's any of those, you're in the top banana. There was quite a few surprises this time around, so let's get into it. Who's this guy? I just love Norwich. You did all right. Gaming Charlie, not too shabby. Simples 1976 did absolute poop. Sorry, son. Connor A did absolute poo as well. Dennis Canlelli did okay. Did okay. Algie and Cal, respect to him because he's a Patreon. Le Patreon, he did all right as well. Mike Gallagher did bits. Kyle, not too shabby. Ultra Oma Mura, well done to you. But unfortunately, you had some shockers. Shepherd, also respect to you, sir, for being a La Patreon, but you did poop as well. Matt Gannon did garbage. Russell Frost, respect to you though. You did all right. You're in the mix. Callum Bristwaite did okay. Joachim Johansson as well. Well done. Patreon. La Patreon. He did all right. Maximus did shit. Mitchell Shoney, a blast from the past right there. He did all right. Brad Petford, not too shabby. No, I actually did very, very shabby. Very, very shabby. Nathan Collins did poop. Liam Martin, not too shabby as well. Even off. Not too bad. Nitish A also did okay. Oh my goodness. Shock. Same on me. Slapping my wrist. And of course, Mio Maga, Cody Cahoe, legend of the game. He did all right. Patreon, La Patreon, and right in the corner there, the unluckiest man here is Gethrin Tashker. He did shit, so can't see it anyway. Next up we have Vincent Hong, not too bad. Isaac A did poop. Nathan Eva, respect to you, sir, not too bad. Predicaroonies for you. Sean B did poop. Harry did shite. Football Mapper, not too bad. Jaden FC, okay. Club Skills did bits. Slav and Selt did ghastly. Oh, asking you. Whoop, whoop, whoop. He did poop. Move on. Victor Carvalho did all right. Sean Bard did okay. We are QPR, not too shabby. I Hate Mine did poop. Lionel Neal did all right. William AFCB, Aztec, Marky B. Mark down in the corner. He's a Bournemouth fan, I think. He did all right. Kudos. Roberto Hollis, not too shabby. Yannick Buster did bits. Kinsman early also very, very well. And Shane O'Donnell in the corner again. I'm not sure. You're there, buddy. But whatever. Brian Oates did bits. Is it? Did all right. He got 5. Looks like Lionel Neal. Again, squeaking in there with a shit one there. Anyway, that is the predictions. What does it mean for the table? Again, please excuse the format of the table. It will be rectified next time around. But Your current prediction king or queen out in the championship is Roberto Hollis with a crisp 7 out of 12. Not too shabby there, boys. Not too shabby. Gamey Charlie's in second. I Just Love Norwich is in there in joint second, alongside Liam Martin, Mitchell Shonin, Victor Carvalho, Callum Bristlewaite. Kudago's in there. Is it? And Jaden FC. Make up your power 10, boys and girls. Your power 10 out in the prediction. Now, the winner, of course, at the end of the season, will get a t-shirt which will have the emoji of a crown and a head and a face and all that stuff, and it will say something like championship prediction. I will show you what it is eventually. But anyway, it's only Matchday 1, part 1. We got lots and lots of football to look forward to. And again, there's plenty of time to get stuck in. So let's get into it now. Let's take a look at match number 2. We'll start with Coventry taking on QPR. That's right. So these two sides have played each other a whopping 66 times, 24 victories for Coventry, 25 victories for QPR, and has been 17 draws. However, in the last 6, it's been 2 wins for Coventry, 2 wins for QPR, and 2 draws. Last time they played each other was back in the Championship in 2011. Goodness gracious me. It was a 2-1 win for QPR. Wasn't that the year they got promoted? Addo Telebat on the score sheet. Wayne Routledge as well. Marlon King on the score sheet for Coventry. That's a blast from the past. Marlon King. That was over in Loftus Road. Last time they played at the Rico, or wherever they played, was back in 2010. It was a 2-0 win going in favour of QPR. So it's back-to-back wins for QPR over Coventry in the last few occasions. QPR have actually scored at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches in the Championship, should I say, and the bookmakers odds go 6-4 for Coventry, 11-5 is your draw, 9-5 is your away win. So it's not as easy as you think, boys and girls. It's not as easy as you think. Of course, QPR started off the season in tip-top shape with a victory. Coventry opened up their account with a defeat. But again, this one's tough one to call. It's at Coventry's venue, even though they are like ground sharing at the moment. But I do expect them to get something out of this game, get their first point on the board, and that's what you need at this stage. You know, the longer you don't get a point, or longer you don't get a goal, you're going to start to panic a little bit. But fortunately for Coventry, they did get a goal last time around, so that hoodoo's gone. Now they need their first point, so that's where they're going to get it against QPR on Friday as well. Next up, we have Nottingham Forest taking on Cardiff. These two sides play each other 56 times over the course of time. 15 wins for Forest, 30 wins for Cardiff, 11 draws. The last 6, though, between two sides, sees 1 win for Forest, 5 wins for Cardiff, no draws between these two sides. However, the last time they played each other was in Wales. It was back in February 2020, before the old lockdown. It was a 1-0 win for Forest. Goodness gracious me. Thiago Silva on the score sheet on the 49th minute. However, before that, it was 4 wins on the spin for Cardiff. The last time they played it in Wales was a 2-1 win back in 2018. Cardiff winners, of course, Sean Morrison, Aaron Gunnarsson, alongside Sean Liam Bridget, were the goals on the day. Cardiff actually won 5 of the last 6 away matches in the Championship, whereas Forest have actually lost the last 3 matches as well, and they also lost on opening day. Bookmakers odds 29-20 for Forest for the victory, 11-5 is your draw, 90-10 is your away win. Despite they're spending money, they've sold a couple of key players, and they're you would fancy Forest to be in the discussion. I do have Forest in the discussion in my Predicaroonies. The confidence is not there. They ended the season terribly. They opened up their account terribly. They need to win. They need to win first, or otherwise Lamucci might be in a bit of bother. But I do have them winning on this bad boy, 2-0 win at the end over in Nottingham. Next up, of course, it's the game of the weekend, boys and girls. It is the game of the weekend. It's Blackburn Rovers taking on Wycombe for the first time, boys and girls. For the first time, of course, Wycombe opened up their account with a defeat to Rotherham. It's actually been 3 defeats on the spin for them, including a friendly. They did lose to Brentford in the old Carabao Cup, which was the first game of the season. Rovers came into this, of course. We did beat Doncaster in the Carabao Cup, and we also lost to Bournemouth. Both of those games were 5-goal Bobby Dazzlers. 3-2 win for Bournemouth the last time around, 3-2 win for Rovers over Doncaster as well. Heading into this, Blackburn actually conceded at least 3 goals in the last 3 matches in the Championship, might I add, but they've also scored at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches as well. So we know where the goals are. We need a defence. What a surprise, boys and girls! What a surprise. Anyway, heading into this, the bookmakers odds, Rovers are red hot favourites, 20-11. That's right. Hopefully we'll get the win. Get the points moving as well. 11-4 is your draw. 11-2 is your away win. I will have extensive coverage of this bad boy. I'll do a match preview for it as well on the channel, so make sure you stick around for that bad boy. If you're a Rovers fan, if you're a Wycombe fan, this is the HQ for this game, boys and girls. Nowhere else will have the coverage that I have. Yes, that's right. I've got the inside scoop of nothing. But anyway, of course, I'm going to go with Rovers on this one. I'm going to go big. 3-0 winners for Rovers in the end. Next up, of course, we have the playoff finalist, or the playoff bogey team, whatever it is, Brentford. Brentford taking on Huddersfield this weekend, of course, taking place on Saturday as well. These two sides played each other 39 times, 15 wins for Brentford, 14 wins for Huddersfield, and 10 draws. The last 6, though, between these two sides, 2 wins for Brentford, 3 wins for Huddersfield, and 1 draw. The last time they played each other was that draw. It was a 0-0 draw over at the John Smith's, Kirklees, whatever you want to call it. Meanwhile, the last time they played in Brentford was also a 1-0 for Huddersfield. It's actually 4 games unbeaten for Huddersfield over Brentford, and you've got to go all the way back to 2016 for Brentford's last victory over Huddersfield. It was at the Kirklees, and it was a 5-1 win for Brentford way back when. Brentford actually undefeated in 10 of the last 11 matches at home, and the bookies will give it, we'll probably go with them as well on this one, 7-4 for Brentford in the new stadium, of course. This will be the league debut for the stadium. 11-4 is your draw, 5-1 is your away win. Of course, Brentford opened up their account with a defeat. Huddersfield opened up their account with a defeat as well. So something's going to change. There'll be some points on the board for these two sides, but which way will they go? Of course, the question marks remain around about David Raya's future. Of course, former Rovers keeper now at Brentford. Arsenal are sniffing around, but apparently they've cooled their interest. So he might be back into consideration if everything's been sorted out that way. And if so, I think Brentford will get their shit together and they'll start to get the points on the board. Otherwise, it might be a little bit of a rude awakening. I do fancy Brentford, of course. The majority of us have got them tipped to go up one way or another. And I do expect them to win, despite the older the hiccup on match day 1. So I'm going with a 2-0 win for Brentford. Next up, we have Middlesbrough. Of course, Warnock's boys taking on AFC Bournemouth. Now, these two sides have played each other 14 times over the course of time. 5 wins for Borough, 3 wins for Bournemouth, and 6 draws. The last 6, though, sees 1 win for Borough, 3 wins for Bournemouth, and 2 draws. The last time they played each other was in Bournemouth. It was a 3-1 win back in 2017, and it was in the League Cup, boys and girls. Do I have the goal scorers? I don't know. I don't even know if I have the goal scorers. Thinking about it. But anyway, heading into this, Middlesbrough actually won. Middlesbrough have actually lost 6 of the last 7 matches in the Championship. So it's not great form for Warnock's boys. But last time they played each other was back in 2017 in that League Cup. Jack Simpson, Callum Wilson, and Benik Afobe on the score sheet for Bournemouth. Marcus Tavernier on the score sheet for Borough. Last time they played each other at Middlesbrough was in the Premier League, boys and girls, back in 2016. It was a 2-0 win for Middlesbrough. Gaston Ramirez and ex-Rover Stuart Downing, of course, on the score sheet. Bookmakers odds on this bad boy. 7-4 for Middlesbrough, 11-5 is your draw, 13-8 your away win for Bournemouth. Of course, Bournemouth opened up with a defeat. Middlesbrough also opened up with a defeat. But no, sorry, Bournemouth opened up with a win. Of course they did. It should have been a defeat. But anyway, I do expect something out of this game from Middlesbrough. A bit of resolve here and a bit of grip between the teeth, and I think they'll get something out of this game. We're going to go with a 1-1 draw in this one for Middlesbrough to get themselves up and moving. Reading, of course, opened up their season with a tremendous win, but they take on Barnsley this time around. These two sides play each other 42 times, 17 victories for Reading. 14 victories for Barnsley and 11 draws. The last 6, though, sees 3 wins for Reading, nothing for Barnsley, and 3 draws. Last time they played each other was at the Matchday. It was a 2-0 win back in February before the old lockdown. Mate and Puskis on the score sheet for Reading. Meanwhile, last time played in Barnsley was a 1-1 draw. Heading into this, Reading actually failed to win 10 of the last 11 matches at home, despite coming into this on the back of a win away, a good one over Derby County as well. So Reading will come into this with the tails up, 30-10. Red hot favourites, 9-4 is your draw, 21-10 is your away. And Barnsley, of course, opened up their account with a loss to Luton Town, and I do expect to have another difficult encounter against Reading. I'm going with a 2-1 win for Reading. In the end, next up we have, of course, we do have Luton Town. They're taking on Derby County this weekend. They played each other 43 times, 16 wins for Luton Town, 17 wins for Derby, and 10 draws. Quite close there on the grand scheme of things. Anyway, the last 6, though, 2 wins for Luton, 3 wins for Derby, and 1 draw. The last time they played each other was at the Kenilworth Road. It was January 2020. It was a 3-2 win for Luton. Mapanzu Daniels and a big fat OG from Jaden Bogle gave Luton the points. Wayne Rooney, Chris Martin on the score sheet for Wayne Rooney FC, and of course Max Lowe on the score getting himself sent off. Heading into this, Derby have actually lost 5 of the last 6 matches in the Championship, whereas Luton have actually won the last 3 matches in the Championship as well. Derby have also conceded at least 2 goals in 5 of the last 6 matches heading into this bad boy. Of course, Derby did beat Barrow in the EFL Cup. That was their only win so far. It was not the prettiest win. It was a 0-0 draw going to penalties as well. And also heading into this, they do come in back a bit of a defeat. Luton, though, looking good at the moment, looking very, very good with Nathan Jones pulling the strings these days. Bookmakers odds 7-4 for Luton, 23-10 is your draw, 6-4 is Derby. Just slight favourites on this one, but I'm going to give it to Luton. Yes, I am going with it. Going with the big upset on this bad boy and give Luton a back-to-back wins. Oh my goodness! Next up we have Norwich City, Norwich City. Norwich City, son, taking on Preston North End. They played each other 54 times, 21 wins for Norwich City, 17 wins for Preston, and 16 draws over the course of time. Last 6, though, sees 3 wins for Norwich, 1 win for Preston, and 2 draws. Heading into this, though, they played each other at Deepdale back in January in the FA Cup, a 6-goal Bobby Dazzler. Going in favour of Norwich with Adar getting a hat-trick on that one. Hernandez as well on the score sheet. Billy Bondin and Josh Harrop on the score sheet for North End. However, the last time they played in Carrow Road was back in 22nd of August 2018. In the Championship, it was a 2-0 win for Norwich. Pookie and Tetti on the score sheet for Norwich. Heading into this, of course, Norwich opened up their account with a 1-0 win over Huddersfield. They also beat Luton Town. In fact, they lost to Luton Town in the Catabata Cup. Meanwhile, Preston opened up their account with a 1-0 win over. Sorry. I'm all over the place. A 1-0 defeat to Swansea, but they also beat Mansfield in the League Cup, boys and girls. Anyway, heading into this, the bookmakers odds 5-4 on for Norwich, red hot favourites, 30-5 is your draw, 10-3 is your away win. That is for Preston, of course. I'm going with Norwich on this bad boy. Comfortable win, 3-0 win in the end. Embarrassing for Preston. 3-0 Bobby does it. You know what would be embarrassing is if we lost embarrassingly to Wycombe. So. Calm it, son. Next up, we have Rotherham taking on Millwall. These two sides played each other 24 times. 9 wins for Rotherham, 9 wins for Millwall, and 6 draws. The last 6, though, sees 3 wins for Rotherham, 2 wins for Millwall, and 1 draw. The last time they played each other was in the Championship back in February 2019. It was a 0-0 draw. Last time they played each other down at, I can't remember where they play. The last time they played each other in Rotherham was a 1-0 win for Rotherham back in 2018. Sean Raggett on the score sheet heading into this. Rotherham opened up their account with a win. Millwall opened up their account with a draw against Stoke. Bookies odds on this bad boy. 70-10 for Rotherham, 21-10 is your draw, 70-10 is also your away win. They can't split them. The bookies can't split them. Can I split them? No, I can't. I'm going with a 1-1 draw, and I think Millwall will be content with that. Keep their unbeaten streak going. Might not be any wins on the ball, but a couple of points in the bag, and momentum hopefully will kick start for them bad boys. Next up, we have Sheffield Wednesday, of course, opened up their account with a win, taking on Watford this weekend. They played each other 45 times, 15 wins for the Owls, 20 wins for the Hornets, and 10 draws. The last 6 seasons, 1 win for the Owls, 4 wins for the Hornets, and 1 draw. Last time they played each other was that draw back in the Championship in 2015. Vidra on the score sheet for Watford, Inuhu, the big gigantor, on the score sheet for Wednesday, 91st minute leveller. The last time they played each other down at Hillsborough, or up at Hillsborough, should I say, was 2014 in October. 3-0 win for Watford. Goodness gracious me. Igalo, Abdi, and Vidra on the score sheet once again. Sheffield Wednesday actually failed to win the last 6 home matches in the Championship, but they opened up their account with a win, and they also followed before that. They also opened up their League Cup campaign with a win via penalties. Meanwhile, Watford opened up their account with a win over Middlesbrough. Of course, everybody was watching it on the telly. Bookies odds on this bad boy: 9-5 for Wednesday, 23-10 is your draw, 7-5 is your away win. I'm going to go with the Watford on this bad boy. Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday did look good, and of course Jordan Rose scoring goals. If you get scoring goals, you got yourself a winner chicken dinner, boys and girls. But Watford, clinical against Middlesbrough, didn't really look trouble, to be honest with you. I do think they'll continue their start to the season with another win. Next up, we have Swansea City taking on Birmingham. Of course, probably a surprise of the weekend there. These two sides played each other 28 times, 9 wins for Swansea, 12 wins for Birmingham, and 7 draws. The last 6, though, sees 4 wins for Swansea, nothing for Birmingham, and 2 draws. Last time they played each other was down at St Andrews. It was a 3-1 win for Swansea. Brewster Cabango and Fulton on the score sheet for Swansea. Lucas Chikabwebits on the score sheet for Birmingham. However, the last time they went to Wales was also a 3-0 win for Swansea. Carl Norton, Selina and Borja Bastian on the score sheet for Swansea. Heading into this, Birmingham actually failed to score in the last 4 away matches. They also lost the last 3 away matches as well. But, of course, both these two sides opened up their campaigns with wins. Something's going to change this weekend. 21-20 is your odds for Swansea victory. 11-5 is your draw. 3-1 is your away win for Birmingham. Birmingham bad boy. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win in favour of Swansea, just to edge it in the end. And finally, we have Stoke City. They're going to take on Bristol City this coming weekend. They played each other 54 times, 23 victories for Stoke, 16 wins for Bristol City, and 15 draws. The last 6, though, between the two sides, 2 wins for Stoke, 3 wins for Bristol City, and 1 draw. And that 1 draw was last time around. It was over in Bristol at Thrashton Gate. Benkovic on the score sheet for Bristol City. Danny Bath on the equaliser for Stoke. Last time they played each other in Stoke was a 2-1 win for Bristol City. That's right. Sam Klukas opened up the scoring for Stoke on the 4th minute with Diadou and a big fat OG from Thomas Edwards giving Bristol City the points. Joe Allen got himself sent off on that day as well. Heading into this, Stoke have actually won 5 of the last 6 home matches in the Championship, and they've also kept a clean sheet in the last 3 as well. I don't think I've got the odds on this one. I don't, but I do expect probably a Stoke advantage. advantage or favoritism, or you know what I mean, likely to win this bad boy. For me, I'm gonna give it to Stoke on this one, convincingly 3-1 win in the end. Goals galore on that bad boy, goals galore. And that, my friends, is what I think will happen in match day number 2 out in the Championship. If you agree or disagree, doesn't matter. Get your predictions in the comment section down below to see if you get your predictions in, if you can compete in your prediction league, boys and girls. See where you rank at the end of it. And of course, if I'm come banging on those, which I will, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. Sheffield Wednesday is a lie. Don't look into that. But they would be more down to the foot of the table. Norwich will be top of the pops. Reading will be second. Watford third. Swansea fourth. Luton Town will be up there in 5th spot. Rovers, of course, that's what you're really after. Will be in the top 10. That's right, boys. Top 10. From there on in, the sky's the limit, boys. The sky's the limit. Again, keep it going. Prediction league and all that kind of jazz. Get your predictions in nice and early down in the comment section down below, boys and girls. Down below. That's it, my friends. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. If you are new, bang the old subscribe button and keep your bang up to date. All things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, World Football related. We've got it all here under one roof scheme. Of course, you can check out the old description. Links to my other social media platforms are in there. Twitter, Facebook. And again, if you want to support the channel in another way, there is Patreon. Make it crisp 20 patrons, boys. That would be absolute bits this week if we could hit that goal. That'd be tremendous. And of course, we've got all the other videos on the channel. We've got Premier League video, a prediction coming out, League 1, League 2 as well, and also some leagues across Europe. And of course, Champions League this week, qualifiers. That's a bit of a shit stain right there. Just check out the Europa League. Goodness gracious me. Woo, that's a headache. That's a head. If you ever saw one, the old Europa League. Anyway, that's it. I'll be back again, of course, match day number 3 next week. And of course, if you want to check out the extensive coverage of the Rovers Wycombe game, there should be a preview on this channel later this week, probably Wednesday. Anyway, until then, though, give the video some love, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Ciao for now.